For joining us and the entire panel. I'm going to play the little clip of Lindsey Graham. He was in South Carolina, Congressman Paul. He was heckled by some of your supporters, and this was the exchange. It's hard to hear, but we've got the words up on the screen as well.
I'm not going to leave the Republican Party. I'm going to grow it.
Yeah, right. Ron Paul will grow it. Ron Paul will grow it.
You got the gist of that, Congressman. He says he doesn't want to be the party of the. We're not going to be the Ron Paul party, was what he said at the very end. I wonder if you want to react to your colleague Lindsey Graham.
Well, my first reaction would be, what does he have against the Constitution? The supporters I have support me because I'm a traditional conservative and I defend the Constitution. I place every vote I cast depending on the Constitution. Somebody should ask him, what does he have against that, and why does he vote for TARP funds and the bailout funds and carry taxes and all the big government things? Why does he support Obama in expanding the war? Why does he support the Patriot Act? These are the things that constitutional conservatives don't support, and we want to hold the Republicans to what the things they think they believe in or say they believe in. They claim they believe in limited government, and that's what we're all
Congressman,
about.
I want everyone on the panel to weigh in as well and ask you a question, but you don't want your supporters out there to be heckling a senator like Lindsey Graham in the midst of his presentation, do you?
No, I think that goes against the grain, but for him to turn that in and say that everybody who's upset with the government and upset with his type of voting record are angry white people or white men, that is preposterous. That's a real insult. But let me tell you, if anybody comes to our rallies, and I continue to hold them, we get thousands of people out, and there's a lot of angry people there, but I'll tell you what, it's very diverse. And anybody who wants to challenge me with that should come to our rallies. But to try to paint our group into that corner is just wrong. But you're right. I think decorum is very important. I try to protect against that and urge not to participate in it.
It's Gloria Borger here. Do you think you represent the Republican Party more than Lindsey Graham?
Well, if you did a statistical vote today, probably not, but that isn't necessarily the right question. The right question is, what should the Republican Party believe in? Should the Republican Party follow through on their promises and their platforms of limited government and personal liberties, a strong national defense without perpetual war and without, an unconstitutional Patriot Act? Just because you get a majority vote doesn't mean that you should give up on your rights and your Constitution. So I have no idea how it would come out, but I'll tell you what, I'll bet you the vote would come out a lot closer right now if you compared the supporters of Lindsey Graham to Ron Paul than it was 2 or 3 years ago, because the Republican parties are angry and upset and they want changes, and there's quite a few. And the one thing that nobody seems to pay attention to is that why should they run us off? We're the ones who reach the college kids, the young people. How many Republicans really reach the teenagers and the college kids? Those are the people that are gathering at our rallies, and they have to ask why. What are they going to do with the party? With pandering to the old country club Republicans and acting like Democrats and bailout funds and TARP funds and those kind of things just won't hold up for the Republican Party. That's why the Republican Party's been losing, and we're suggesting that they live up to what they profess to believe in.
Congressman Paul, it's Candy Crowley. I think the larger issue here is, if you take the personalities out of it, that politics, as you know, is a lot about image. And here we are in a time when the economy is terrible and people are in real need. We are in 2 wars with American lives at stake, and that requires the federal government to take some action and spend some money. Does it not look, and has the Republican Party now, yourself and others, not become vulnerable to the imagery at least, of the party of no money for this, no money for that, no money for that? And how do you change that image?
Well, we'd have to change your questioning. This idea that we're a party of no, or we represent no, we represent free market, sound money. Take, for instance, our bill that we have pushed and I've introduced to audit the Fed to get to the bottom of this. This idea that you preface your question by saying the government, the Congress has to do something. Well, it's because the government has been spending too much, borrowing too much, printing too much, interfering too much, regulating too much. So maybe the government ought to be doing a lot less. But I have every single Republican in the House of Representatives supporting my bill. And there are 30 senators also support this bill, and 125 Democrats in the House support this bill. I would say that is doing something, getting to the heart of the matter.
Right.
Trillions of dollars by the Fed being spent, and there's no audit.
Hold your thought for a second. Ariana is going to come into this conversation in a moment. Congressman Paul, don't go away. Kevin Madden is here as well. We'll continue our conversation. We're just getting started with Congressman Ron Paul and the best political team on television. We'll be right back.